Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
with us Prabhuji today. So we're just discussing that some of you might not know, but the Gita course in Akshara Yoga started by His Grace River. Hari Bol! He is the founder Acharya of Gita course at Akshara Yoga. So, and of course he was there with us for some time, giving us a lot of association, his wonderful inspiration, and then now he has relocated to Delhi for a bigger project, for a bigger cause. And Lord has really pulled him. He's really managing a big palace. It's called Dwarka, this temple in Dwarka. It's called Dwarka, Delhi. So he's the vice president there. And Prabhuji is really known for his strong sadhana, for his strong care with the devotees. Really always being grounded. And he always kind of sees that how the devotees can really take benefit from Bhagavad Gita, really learn Bhagavad Gita, can really practice Bhagavad Gita, because that is his whole life since now around 3 decades. He has been practicing so sincerely. They say that Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhiva, just a little bit of association of the devotees, and I would get so much of immense benefit. Yes, you cannot even imagine what is the value just hearing from the devotees. Like just now today, Prabhuji was saying that association with the devotees means, yes, even the darshan itself purifies us, but more than the darshan, like hearing from their realization. So I really request you to be attentive in hearing, and also if you have any questions, yes, please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. So let's welcome Prabhuji once again to his home by loudly chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. I'm thankful to Prabhuji for giving this opportunity to purify myself and to serve Prabhuji and all of you. It is my privilege. It is Sudhir Gopal who has helped me substantially in my personal spiritual life, and he still guides and helps me. So it is my great honor and fortune to somehow serve Prabhuji, and I will Krishna willing that he should give me strength so that I can always serve Prabhuji in whatever capacity I can serve. Thank you. So Prabhuji requested that so English is good, right? Is there anyone who doesn't understand Hindi yet? Okay, so you understand a bit of Hindi as well. So if I speak little bit Hindi in between, you can very well understand. There is no one who doesn't understand Hindi.
Is there anyone who doesn't? Prabhuji will speak in English.
Yeah. Because now I am in Delhi. We cannot speak English. So our Tamilian friend Jaira Prabhu, he's a Tamilian who has been born and brought up in Delhi. So he has forgotten Tamil. He speaks Hindi so fluently that no one can recognize that he is a Tamil. So now I'm more used to speaking Hindi. So okay, good. And how many of you are aware about Bhagavad Gita? What is the content of Gita? You know, right? So all of you have been attending these classes for quite some time. For more than 6 months? All of you? Okay. So very good. So Bhagavad Gita actually is kind of a summary book of all the Vedas, right? And what is the message Bhagavad Gita is giving us? Who is the main hero of Bhagavad Gita?
Krishna.
Krishna. So Krishna actually is everything of Bhagavad Gita, right? And what is the message he is giving to Bhagavad Gita? what is the message he gives through Bhagavad Gita? Yes, he's God, he's hero, he's talking some philosophy there, right? But what is the, this is कहते हैं ना निचोड़, भगवद गीता का सार क्या है? What do we understand? कर्म कर्म करो फल की इच्छा नहीं करो. Yes. So karma is one of the essence, right? What more? और क्या है? धर्म. कर्म हो गया, धर्म हो गया और
Krishna is the creator, basically, so we should always serve.
we should always serve him.
Creator, he is the creator.
Yes. Because he's the creator, we should all serve him, which makes sense, right? So fine. What more? Okay, it's like our constitutional position. So Gyan is there, right? What more is there? So Karma is there, Gyan is there, Dharma is there. What else?
How to go back to Krishna.
How to go back to Krishna, right? So that is also kind of essence of Dharma. Right? What else is there? Guru Shishya Parampara. So we can understand this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita through the disciplic succession. Krishna says, yeah, you have to do what you have to do, but you have to do it in a very organized and systematic manner. You cannot do it whimsically, right? So when we want our children to attend a school, we just don't send them to study under a tree, but we look for good schools which are recognized, right? CBSE board, ICSE board, Cambridge board, whatsoever it is, and the best, right? So here, Krishna is giving the message which is read by Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, Newton, the best of bureaucrats and politicians and technicians, right? So when this message is something which is the most read book on the entire earth, so this has to be very systematic and logical, right? So this should also be coming down very systematically. So yes, it is, right? It is coming down, so it should be heard and understood under and by some teachers. Krishna says that. Evam parampara. Yeah. So what else? So yes. So these are all the essential things which Krishna is presenting, right? He's presenting karma, he's presenting jnana, right? He's saying dharma, he's saying ashtanga. But all these things, they come down to one central piece, one central message of Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence, and that is love. Love, right? So love is the word which we have kind of misunderstood the most. We only understand love as something very sensual, something, very superficial. But that sensual enjoyment, if we take that as love, it is kind of very superficial understanding of love. We can definitely understand when we are hungry. The hunger of the stomach is easily perceivable. But unfortunately, the agony of the heart, which is seeking love, is most of the time overlooked. And that is what Bhagavad Gita is presenting us as its central message, as its hidden message, which is kind of a balm for all of us. It's going to soothe our hankering for that one thing which we are seeking from this world. We all want to be loved, and we want to love someone. That is our natural tendency as a soul. And that is what Krishna is giving us through Bhagavad Gita. And that is why if you see, when this Bhagavad Gita is presented, it is presented as it is. It is not just any Bhagavad Gita, but it is as it is. Now, what is the difference between any other Bhagavad Gita and presented as it is? What is the difference? You will only understand it when you see some example in front of you. Bhagavad Gita has always been there on earth. The message was always there, right? Humanity has read Bhagavad Gita for thousands of years. But the way as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is, it has transformed the life of people. Now I like you to kind of now visualize, and then you will say yes. See, this Bhagavad Gita was taken in the West. Western people, the intellectual community, they knew about Bhagavad Gita. And Einstein was very happy. He said that this is the book. He understood the philosophical aspect. But it was not able to change his heart. He got to understand the information, the content of it, but he didn't have the transformation, which is the main purpose. Right? The Bhagavad Gita is meant, it's not something which is just a casual information giving or seeking book. It is meant for bringing some kind of transformation in our hearts. This Bhagavad Gita as it is has transformed life of hundreds and thousands of Westerners who have never even heard about Bhagavad Gita. They not only embraced Krishna with their heart and soul, they changed. Now you see the Westerners wearing sari, applying tilak, wearing dhoti kurta. You would see them in Vrindavan, in Mathura, in every town and village, chanting, dancing, and singing and feasting. How did that happen? And we Indians are now becoming more serious about our own religion by seeing that how they have embraced our Sanatana. We are getting kind of encouraged by seeing that. That means there is something which was missing. When we read and go through the purports, what Srila Prabhupada has given, because he has brought that love in the foresight. From something which was in the background, he brought that to the forefront. And when that message was understood by these Westerners, it kind of, changed their life forever. It transformed them forever. Because they can perceive Krishna as a person, as a lovable person. Not something, who is just very philosophical, analytical on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but someone who is sporting, lovable, cheerful, jolly, humorous, cowherd boy of Vrindavan. So that understanding the transformed image of Krishna, because we always perceive him something very serious, because that is what we perceive him. But through this Bhagavad Gita, he's kind of taking us from the battlefield of Kurukshetra to the fields in the forest of Vrindavan, where he used to have that loving, sporting pastimes with his dear devotees. And that is the main message which Gita gives to all of us. And that is why Gita becomes so important for us. Because the love we were seeking in the outside world, actually Gita shows us, Gita gives us the eyes by which we can actually see that love in our fellow beings, in things. Otherwise, what generally the people are, they are seeking love, they are hankering for love. But instead of finding that love in people, or person or the Supreme Personality, Krishna, they are trying to seek that love from things. Unfortunately, things will never be able to reciprocate this. We will always be frustrated in our attempts. But here is a person, here is the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, who can actually reciprocate with us the amount we want to have our relationship with Him. He says that, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante, tam tatekshu bhajam." That the way you approach me, I will reciprocate it accordingly. If you want to love Him as a son, He will reciprocate with you as a parent. If you want to love Him as a friend, He will do that. If you want to love Him, as in any kind of relationship, He will reciprocate. And that is what is the central message, and that is why Krishna becomes, so lovable for all of us. Now, why was this message of love given on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? See, there is Arjun and there is Duryodhana. Who is Arjun? Arjun actually represents someone who was selfless. He was a devotee of Krishna. And Duryodhana is something who is vicious, who is selfish, who is full of envy and hatred. Now we have these two characters present in our own heart as well. And the way Krishna took help of Arjuna to help Duryodhana understand the message through his own way. For example, if there is a doctor and the doctor has to treat a patient, now he will treat it the way the disease will be cured, not the way you like it to be cured, right? He may have to give you bitter pills. He may have to give a cut, right, to take out something, a boil or a tumor, right? He'll have to operate upon you, right? So let the doctor do. He's intelligent, he's educated, he knows how to do it. Give him the free hand. Similarly, Krishna wanted to cure Duryodhana. Similarly, for all of us, we have to also cure ourselves. How? We have to become spiritual warriors. And we have to overcome this selfish nature through the selfless message of Bhagavad Gita. And this very Gita can be understood when we are amongst the devotees. We are in association of senior devotees. They will help us to understand this. And then we will see that the selfless message of Bhagavad Gita, that message of love, the message of protection which Krishna gives to all of us, the care which Krishna gives to all of us, if we understand it will gradually conquer our selfish nature. And then we will be in peace. We will be happy. We will be joyful. Otherwise, why would people who are so educationally qualified, they are well placed in corporate world or in their own businesses, why would they embrace this philosophy? Why would they embrace this lifestyle? Because they understood the central message of Gita. They understood that yes, this is one thing which can actually help us forever. And this message actually starts when Krishna, from the very beginning till the very end. So Krishna starts by saying that you are not this. So who are we? Krishna says that. He starts his message from the second chapter, right? And the very first message he's saying is, you are not this body. You are soul who is supposed to love me. Dehino asmit yatha dehe komaram yoganam jan. Tatha dehantar praptit dhiras tatna yah. That this dehe is there, but you are dehi. You are within this dehi. You are within this body. This body may keep on changing. Don't worry too much about it. Don't worry too much about the changes, the external changes, but focus on the essence. Focus on the main thing. For example, if we ask ourselves at this point of time, we all, as Indians, we are very fortunate to have this basic understanding that we are souls. Hum Atma hai. From birth only, this somehow this understanding is there that we are soul. Although we may not perceivably realize this, but we theoretically know that we are souls. We are not this body, right? And if we are not this body and we are soul, let us ask ourselves one question. Whatever age we may be 40 years old, 30 years, 20 years, 70 years. Till now, what percentage of time have we spent for this body versus for us? Right? We have 24 hours. What percentage of this 24 hour have we spent for us, and what percent of 24 hour have we spent for the body? In a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, and in years so far. So this is for us to ourselves contemplate on. And this can be a wake-up call for all of us. When I am hungry, why am I busy feeding my neighbor? When I starve and die out of starvation. At that point of time, should I be worried about what's happening in the world around me? Or should I take care of myself? Yes. If I have to go from Bangalore to Mysore in a car, I have to take care of car, put petrol or diesel there, I have to maintain the car. But the primary thing is we have to take care of ourselves. Who is going in the car? Right? Car is just a vehicle which is taking us from one point to another point. So car needs to be maintained, undoubtedly. Similarly, our bodies needs to be maintained too. Because body is also a vehicle to take us from one point to another point. And that is the meaning of word yoga. Yoga means to connect us from this point to that point. And that yoga can only be done through this vehicle, through this body, utilizing this body. So we have to, the car is used to take us from one point to another point, and this car is also used, this body as a car, as a vehicle, is also used by us to take us from this place to our eternal home. And the process by which in the normal car we put petrol, and in this car we have to cultivate love for Krishna. So that petrol which is normally used there, that petrol for our constitutional position is that love for Krishna. And that is what Krishna is teaching. So devotees here told that the central message is karma, right? So karma, gyan, and yoga, they are kind of different messages which are highlighted in Gita, undoubtedly. They are there, right? That karma karo or fal ki ichha mat karo, right? So karma undoubtedly is there. Now, if you see Krishna, when he's explaining different philosophies, towards the end of every philosophy, he's highlighted one thing, that you have to do this in love with me. You have to do this in love with me. That highest, don't entangle yourself in this intricate philosophical matter, but main thing is love. Main thing is bhakti. Main thing is devotion. Main thing is devotional service towards me. Currently, we are busy serving the society around us. We are serving this body. We are serving people and things which are related to this body. But he's saying, connect yourself as a soul with a super soul. And that connection, that yoga has to be in love, in devotion. So, for example, the third chapter and the fifth chapter, which are titled as Karma Yoga. Okay. Now, if you see Krishna's message in those two chapters are highlighting towards like third chapter, ninth verse. Yajnat karmano anyat loko yam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samacham. The message is yes, do your work. That is important. Without work, you cannot survive. You have to work. But what Krishna is saying, work for me. Yagna arth karmano anyat. You have to work for me. If you work for anything other than me, you will get entangled. Right? Then Krishna says again in the third chapter, 30th verse, Mai sarvani karmani. Mai sarvani karmani sanyas adhyatma chetasa. Nirashit virmamo bhutva yuddhasya vigata jwara. That you, Mai sarvani, all your work should be done for me. Keep me in the center and leave all your laziness. You have to work for me. And then the fifth chapter, he discusses many points. And then he ends that, he concludes the discussion of Karma Yoga by saying what? Karam yad tapasa sarva loka mahesharam suhriday sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati. That, I am the benefactor of all what you do. I am the owner of everything you see around you. But then he says that I am the loving friend of you. He's the owner, he's the creator, but then he's not a dictator. He's not a dictator who dictates you. No. He's like a loving father. He's like a loving friend. He's saying, I love you the most. Suhriday Sarva Bhutana. I love everyone. Each and everyone is so much lovable to me. Again, he ends everything around karma towards devotion, towards love. The central, that how you should work, you should work in love, not out of as a duty or under pressure or as an obligation. The underlying current should be love. The way a mother serves her kid out of love, spontaneous love, right? The love with which the breast gives the milk to the child, that is spontaneous, right? Similarly, our love with Krishna, with the lovable, is also like, and that is what is Krishna expecting. So yes, he wants us to work. He wants us to perform our activities and duties. But the undercurrent of everything we do should be love. It is not out of force or anything else. Then he talks about Ashtanga Yoga. He talks in detail about Ashtanga Yoga, right? In the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And then when Krishna kind of concludes, Arjuna says, Krishna, I can control the wind. But the whole process of Ashtanga Yoga is control of mind. And the process you are dictating to control the mind, it looks very difficult for me. That I can control the wind, W-I-N-D, but I cannot control M-I-N. It is Arjuna who is saying, who had total control over his senses. Arjun is actually representing all of us. That my friends of Kali Yuga will not be able to take the process which you are demonstrating here of Ashtanga Yoga. What we do here at Akshar Yoga, right? It is one of the limbs, and it is not even the limbs actually. That is Hatha Yoga. So that is not even part of Ashtanga Yoga, which is little different from Hatha Yoga, right? So this what we do here is yes to take care of the body. The way we take medicines to kind of heal the body. Similarly, the Hatha Yoga is practiced to keep the body fit, right? But it's not spirituality in itself. And when Arjun said that it will be very difficult, then Krishna says, I know it is difficult. And then Krishna concludes the 6th chapter by what? Yoginam api sarvesham madgate antar atmana shraddhavan jate yoma sabe yukta tamamata. That of all the yogis, of all these yogis, which the word of yoga is kind of now well known, not only to Indians but around the world. And they would say that I also practice yoga. So, we understand that how are they misusing the kind of word yoga? Because yoga word means connect the soul with the super soul in love. That is what Krishna is saying at the end of 6th chapter. The underlying current should be love. Shraddhavan bhajate yo ma. You have to have that devotional faith, devotional service, and then we perform these things. So this is here. Then if we see that Krishna talks about different modes of material nature. He gives all knowledge of different elements of material nature. He talks about what is soul, what is super soul, and different things. And then he says, Arjun, how can we overcome all these things? What does he say? He says in 14th chapter, which is primarily around Gyan. Someone said that it is Gyan, right? And he says that the essence of all the Gyan is how can you overcome the influence of material nature? Because these modes are impacting, they are acting on us. How to overcome them? By what? Again, by bhakti. Mamchayo vicharena bhakti yogena sagunan samatiteyan. So again he said that only by bhakti can you overcome all these modes. Then Krishna very emphatically and very clearly highlights two important verses in the Bhagavad Gita, which actually demonstrate that bhakti, the love for Krishna, the devotion, is higher than the Gyan path. The dry speculative knowledge seeking of just philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, superficial understanding of it. And that is when he says that in 7.19, that if you follow the Gyan path, it is also good. If you want to go from Bangalore to Delhi, you can take a flight, you can take a direct train, right? You can choose to drive, right? You can take a bicycle and you can walk down. And you can walk around whole of India, whole of Earth, and then end up in Delhi. So ultimately, yes, you will end up in Delhi. But how fast? How fast is the question? It depends on what path and what vehicle you take, what medium you take. So yes, Krishna is the goal, but how you are approaching it depends on. So if you follow the Gyan path, then he says, Bahunam Jananam Ante, Gyanvan Ma Prapantante, Vasudeva Sarvati Samahatma Sudhari. After many, many millions of lifetime, when you follow this Gyan path, ultimately at the end, if you come to this understanding that I am everything, Vasudeva Sarvati, Samahatma Sudhari. That is again very, very rare. And then again he highlights the culmination of bhakti is the topmost thing for the Gyanis in 18 chapter 54th verse. He says that Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na shochati na kamshati. Sarva Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labate Para. Again, he is highlighting that thing. That yes, these qualities, these characteristics of yogi, but it is only by bhakti that he will really relish, enjoy. Now, all these things look very difficult for us, right? He says, don't worry. Says, don't worry. He says, you just don't worry. What you do is just consider me as everything. Forget about everything else. Like dharma was one thing also which came forward. Dharma is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. But Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Leave aside all the dharmas. All dharma means all different processes. Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Just surrender all to me. Aham Tvama Sarva Papebhyo. I will relieve you from all the sins you have committed from life after life after life. I will relieve you. Moksheshyami Masuja. Do not doubt. So he is giving the message. Again, very emphatically towards the end of 18th chapter, towards the end of Bhagavad Gita. Don't worry about anything complex. And the process which he is given here as how now you will love Krishna. How will you love Krishna? He says, I chanted my name. Satatam kirtayanto ma. You chant my names. And what are these names? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. This by taking his name. He's saying by taking these names, Cheto Darpan Marjana, your heart will gradually get cleansed and you will see that Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtan, that you will be able to have victory over everything else. That this name will bring all the bliss and life in your heart. It will undoubtedly bring. So do you all want to practice this? See, if we understand that what is actually the outcome of this Bhagavad Gita. When we go to a doctor with an understanding. We should approach this Bhagavad Gita in a similar way. Otherwise, it is going to be very burdening, very tasking exercise. बोझ लगेगा यार ये क्या बवाल दे दिया मेरे को कुछ तो इसमें समझ में नहीं इट विल बी वेरी हैवी कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा इसको अगर समझना है तो एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए एक फेथ होना चाहिए कि मैं इस डॉक्टर के पास जा रहा कि दवाई देगा तो ठीक है मैं आपको एक इसका कैसे होता है आप लोगों के साथ भी कैसे हो रहा है I am a medical doctor and I have been a researcher. जो आप लोग ये कोरोना की मेडिसिन वैक्सीन देखते हो या जो पैरासिटामोल लेते हो या जो कैंसर की दवाई देते हो उनकी हम लोग रिसर्च करते हैं. And you know this research is highly scientific in nature. And now I'll tell you what the science is. They are comparing this a drug, an active component, with a placebo. प्लेसिबो का क्या मतलब है एक लेमन लैंग्वेज में प्लेसिबो इज अ स्वीट पिल केवल एक चीनी का दवाई से नहीं केवल चीनी है उसमें कोई केमिकल नहीं केवल चीनी तो अगर ये एक्टिव कंपोनेंट इससे अगर ये एक्टिव कंपोनेंट 10 लोग बीमार हैं और ये 6 लोगों को ट्रीट कर रहा है, और वो प्लेसिबो कितने लोगों को ट्रीट करेगा? वो ट्रीट करेगा क्या? ट्रीट करेगा क्या वो? अगर आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम है और मैं आपको एक स्वीट पिल दे दूं दिखा के कि हाँ ये मेडिसिन है, वो ऊपर से दोनों एक जैसी लगती है, बिल्कुल शेप कलर टेस्ट सब एक जैसा लगेगा, लेकिन एक में एक्टिव मेडिसिन है और एक में स्वीट स्वीट पिल है। तो वो जो स्वीट पिल है वो ट्रीट करेगी क्या किसी को? वो करेगी। ये है हमारी साइकोलॉजी। और हम लोग साइंटिस्ट हैं, हम उसको कंपेयर करते हैं उससे। अगर हम इसको अप्रोच करेंगे एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग से कि कृष्ण भगवान है, और कृष्ण को अगर हम प्रेम करेंगे भक्ति में, all the problems will be solved. At least have this basic faith, the faith you have in doctors. हाँ ये डॉक्टर अच्छा है, ये मेरे को ट्रीट कर देगा, तो उतना ही फेथ से आप गीता को अप्रोच करो, and you will see gradually the doctor has limitations, the scientists have their limitations, but here is Krishna, who is actually the controller of everything. He is the owner of everything. He knows us very well. He is our father, he is our mother, he is our lovable God, and he is not a dictator. He really loves us. He cares for us. He cries for us. He wants us back home. If we approach this Gita with that understanding, gradually Krishna will unfold his love. See, he always has that love for us. But it is we who are not able to perceive that love because we are not approaching him with that. His love is always open, but we have kind of closed our eyes. The sun is always there. But if we are sitting inside the room and we say, no, no, sun is not there. My dear friend, sun is there. You have to at least get out of the room to see see the illumination. Similarly, Krishna's love is all perceivable. But we have to just open our eyes through the lens of Bhagavad Gita. Then we will be able to see the love around us. And the easiest process for the age we are living in is by chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. कृते तो विष्णु त्रेतायाम यजतो मथे द्वापरे परिचर्यायाम कलो तदहरि कीर्तन। वो जो प्रोसेस था सतयुग में, योग कर रहे हैं 10,000 साल 1,000 साल, जो प्रोसेस त्रेता युग में था, भगवान राम आए, he went to forest, what did he see the rishis were doing? They were doing fire sacrifices. Tretayam yajito makhe, they were doing the yajnas. Dwapari paricharyayam, they were worshipping the lotus feet in the deity form. The same thing, the same of spirituality can be achieved in Kali Yuga by Kalo Tad Hari Hari Kirtana. By Hari Kirtana. That is the process. That love is open to all of us through the pages of Bhagavad Gita. And then we will understand the agony which we sometimes have, the misunderstanding, the difficulty to understand character of Krishna. That the same philosophical Krishna, how is the same character reciprocating with his friends on the fields in Vrindavan. Here he is on battlefield, and there he is on fields of flowers and creepers and rivers and love. But that love is also visible on the field of Kurukshetra. You know how? How he is in love. He is showing his love. If you see what is Krishna doing on battlefield of Kurukshetra, what is his position? He was a driver. The Supreme God has become a driver of Arjuna. Why? Because of love. Because Arjuna was his friend. So in love, he's saying, I can do anything for you. The way he was reciprocating with his friends in Vrindavan, he's same Krishna reciprocating with his friend on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So we can also make ourselves so fortunate that he also will perceivably reciprocate with all of us through his names and through his person. ठीक है, आप सब लोग करेंगे, आप लोग चाहते हैं ऐसा प्यार भगवान का परसीवेबल, जो देख सके, टेंजेबल, जो हम महसूस कर सके, वो होगा। हमें अपना अप्रोच को बस ट्रांसफॉर्म करना और करेंगे तो हमें दिखेगा। हरे कृष्ण। आप लोगों को कोई प्रश्न, कोई कमेंट, कोई क्वेश्चन?
So wonderfully you have explained. We saw that you started from second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, fifth chapter, sixth chapter, seventh chapter, chapter on chapter. You are really kind of quoting beautiful verses, and also from you realize that as a scientist, not as a medical researcher, and also as a spiritual scientist, because we have been not only taking care of their body, but body, mind, and soul so wonderfully over the years, right? So, like as the practitioners here, like how they can start and how they can really have that faith, how can they really develop that faith that yes, once I take it, it really works. And also we are very fortunate to have also our Madhuri Radhika Mataji, she is the pediatrician doctor, Prabhuji's wife, and she also was practicing for a long time, so we are very fortunate to have Mataji also with us. And both of them, they are raising their children also so nicely, and they're raising, taking care of so many families nicely. So yes, they have decades and decades of experience of practicing Krishna consciousness. So whatever they are speaking, it's not just theoretically, right, but really coming from the experience that it really works. Yes, Prabhuji, I would like to hear from you.
So, what was your question?
Right, how to develop faith? How to kind of see that yes. This is the first step we take, and this is the kind of the next step that we take a leap of faith, basically.
So, the first step and the last step is chanting the names. It is the first step, and you will see for yourself. अभी रसगुल्ले को कोई कितना भी एडवर्टाइज कर ले, जब तक उसको खुद नहीं खाओगे उसका स्वाद नहीं, एक बार स्वाद आएगा तो खुद उसको, उसमें कितनी न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू है क्या है वो बात कीजिए, पहले स्वाद, पहले खुद उसको चैंटिंग करना चालू करो। यू विल, बिकॉज सी इट इज समथिंग परसीवेबल। कृष्ण सेज इन भगवद गीता that what I am telling you is actually perceivable, and it is happily performed. Sushokam kartum aapere. It is in this faith, ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग आप खुद प्रोसेस को करोगे तभी आएगी। देखिए एक और चीज से आ सकती है कि हम उस डॉक्टर के पास क्यों जा रहे हैं, क्योंकि यार पहले जो मरीज गए थे ना उसको ट्रीट कर दिया, वो बहुत खुश है, उनको देखो वो लोग एकदम संतुष्ट। तो ये आप तब लोगों से मिलो करो जो इसको प्रैक्टिस करें जेन्युइनली, सिंसियरली, उसको आप देखो उनकी लाइफ, where are they in their journey towards Vishnu in spirituality, how content, happy, satisfied they are, how they are serving the society, are they living on the platform of body or the platform of soul, हम अपने लिए कितना कर रहे हैं, अपने सोल के लिए। तो ये सब चीज से हमारा ग्रेजुअली फेथ डेवलप होगा, विल ग्रेजुअली डेवलप दैट फेथ, एसोसिएशन करो, लोगों का एसोसिएशन लो, and धीरे धीरे you will experience yourself. It is experiential, it is not theoretical, because when Krishna is saying, it is experiential. You will प्रसाद खाते हैं उसमें टेस्ट आता है, प्रभु जी प्रसाद खिलाते हैं, अभी मैंने सुना है यहाँ पर प्रसाद हर जगह से अच्छा। Someone was telling me the quality of prasad is really good. So I didn't eat at the previous place. I thought I will eat here. So the same way we relish the prasad, right? And you will see for yourself the difference between prasad and same food which is not offered and tasted by Krishna. Similarly, you will see that this process, you will experience that. तो वो आपको करना पड़ेगा एसोसिएशन करके डिवोटीज का डिवोटीज एसोसिएशन इज द की एसोसिएट विद डिवोटीज be observant and it will definitely when Krishna is saying एक हमें छोटे से मैसेज पे फेथ हो जाता है तो ये तो ट्रांसेंडेंटल मैसेज है भगवान का है तो कितने वर्षों से सब लोग करते हुए आ रहे हैं एंड एक्चुअली जो लोग करते हुए आ रहे हैं उन लोगों को आपसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए एक्चुअली देयर पर्पस इज टू जस्ट हेल्प यू उन लोगों को क्या चाहिए आपसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए Which is just to help you. Why? Because if we have something we want to distribute, yes, it works. It has worked for us, and it will work for you also. And we know that this is one thing which actually we are anchoring for, the message of love. हर समय हम चाहते हैं कि लोग हमें समझें, हमें प्यार करें, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली हम हर जगह से ठोकर खाते हैं. प्रैक्टिकली लगता है. पर अगर ठोकर नहीं खाए तो अंत में क्या होता है या तो पहले वो चले जाते हैं शरीर छोड़ के यहाँ चले जाते तो वो रिलेशनशिप एंड हो जाता है लेकिन ये जो भगवान के साथ रिलेशनशिप है ये शारीरिक से संबंध नहीं है इट इज आवर रिलेशनशिप व्हिच इज बियॉन्ड दिस बॉडी सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज इटर्नल मैसेज है सनातन इसलिए तो हमारा धर्म है उसको सनातन धर्म क्योंकि वो इटर्नल मैसेज टीच करता है ठीक है
Anybody have any questions?
और इस मैसेज को सुनने के बाद आप कुछ अपनी जिंदगी में करेंगे वो भी शेयर कर सकते है ना कि अब मैं अभी तक ऐसे कर रहा था अब मैं इसको ऐसे करता हूँ someone will like to share any kind of little it has to be very gradual you cannot just jump over the ocean in one step you have to start it gradually like Rome was not built overnight so you cannot think of overnight changing everything but even a small step even one step of offering a flower to Krishna daily I will offer one flower to Krishna daily या फिर मैं रोज उठ के एक तुलसी जी में फ्लावर ऑफर करूं I will water tulsi ji daily even these small steps Krishna he becomes so happy and satisfied just मैं रोज उठ के भगवान को प्रणाम या फिर रोज मैं हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की एक माला करूं whatever small thing I will offer one thing eatable thing to Krishna daily whatever we should take baby steps and then gradually then when we develop faith it is your faith will gradually develop and it will become stronger and stronger and stronger तो आप लोग अपने आप में कमिटमेंट ले सकते हैं अपने आप में ले सकते मैं ऐसा करूँ ठीक है
Hare Krishna. So, without darkness, there is no importance of light. So, can we say Arjuna and Duryodhana both are equally important?
Yes, both are equally important for understanding ourselves.
So coexist. Both should exist.
Both are coexisting, unfortunately. जैसे कि if we are going out, right? अभी coexist दोनों unfortunately fortunately कर रहे हैं, but do we need them? अगर हम बाहर जा रहे हैं, कोई हमें एक रोज का फ्लावर दे या हमें कुछ कैजुअल हेल्प करे, और एक बाहर जा रहे हैं कोई गाली दे हमें और गाल पे चाटा लगा रहे हैं, so we definitely will not appreciate the second part, and we don't appreciate, we don't encourage. Unfortunately, the person is there, right? This is the unfortunate situation. But there is no need for that to be there. the existence of darkness is because there is no light. Otherwise, everything is illuminated. For example, that when we are facing towards the sun, right? Then we are facing towards the sun. But if we are facing our back to the sun, we will see the shadow. Right? So we have, when we are looking towards Krishna, then we will be in joy and happiness. If we look towards Maya, then it is only frustration, it is only hankering, it is only anger, it is only greed, it is only lust of what we have. But this is not something we look forward to. But if we turn our back to Krishna, then that is what happens. Although it is not something we look to, but it is our choice. Krishna is saying, I am giving you everything, but then it is up to you to follow it or not. It is not desirable, but
I mean, it is sometimes very challenging, right? Because having faith and then at the same time not doubting, and Krishna has given this mind which always, initiates the doubt. So how do we really say that, okay, somebody has really attained that final stage and gone back to the Godhead, and somebody who was practicing did not go to the Godhead, basically? How do we really, I mean, such things comes in mind very naturally. So one is how to deal with it and how to still proceed on the bhakti path. And I mean, how do we challenge such questions which comes from the mind again and again?
right. So this is a very good and interesting and deep question. And I have to thank you for asking it, because it is also very practical. And it is something we kind of, our mind will doubt. We are, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छा है, सुनने में अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन practically, do people go back? What will happen if it doesn't work? So, as a businessman, we should see what is there to lose. First thing. Okay, for example, I'm giving most of the examples from medical background because I am myself a doctor. Okay. So please forgive me for that. But I can connect with them better. Okay. So if you are suffering from something, and there's some people recommending that this doctor is good. So rather than just bothering yourself, continue suffering, it's better to approach the doctor and try it for yourself. And give it a try. Doesn't work, it's fine. But at least you'll be happy that you at least tried. Right? So, and what Krishna says is that you will experience. He's not saying, you will only experience it when you actually get back to that place, Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan. Says you will experience it even now. And the whole process is blissfully performed. So he's not just talking about you will achieve the destination. He is kind of convincingly establishing that fact that if you follow this process, you will get back there. But he's saying even on earth, you will be happy. So that is what I just said. Right? For example, our lives. Right? So we are eating nutritious food for ourselves. We have, I will not say 100% control, but a good control on ourselves in what I want to eat. At what time I want to eat, what is healthy for me, what is unhealthy for me. Right? I will not be attracted to something which is not healthy, although it looks delicious. And it is beyond me being a doctor, I tell you. Because you might know doctors who eat everything. Right? So it is nothing to do with my being a doctor. So one thing is that healthy life. then we all know that when we were small and we have grown, we have always heard one thing. Early to bed and early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. These three things you will get, it is saying, not by going to school, but by sleeping early and waking up early. So, how many of us can sleep before 9 p.m.? It is a joke nowadays. I sleep daily before 9 p.m. I sleep daily before 9 p.m. It will be an exception when it is Janmashtami or something. Exception, once in 2 months or so, that I sleep after 9. So, and that also has kind of, it's also spiritually driven. When we know that it's good. Now, something which works well is that your mind will go everywhere in the world, right? But when you start this mantra meditation, right, you will see that you will be able to control your mind. Again, a practical example from my own life where I am on earth. Currently I've taken full-time services. I'm serving in temple full-time. But before that, I was a practicing doctor and I was working as an executive director in an American corporate where I was managing the entire Asia Pacific region. Right? A big portfolio, a portfolio of 200 million US dollars every year. Right? Now, how many hours should I be working in order to even be meeting the expectation of performance? How many hours? Huh? 24. 44. 24. Any other guess? 10 to 15 hours. Any other guess? So if you see my average of last 10 years, I was working only for 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Why? It is because when I sit on my job, I know what I am supposed to do. And believe it is why Krishna is saying it is experiential, because you will feel presence of Krishna even then. That how Krishna helps you, he's beside you everywhere. Even when you are in office or home, in temple or wherever, you will feel his presence. And that is what I'm saying. Yes, doubting is good, because doubting helps us to kind of be careful that you are not cheated. So it is good to be doubtful about things, but it should not stop you from actually trying it out if it makes sense. And you are seeing people who are getting advantage out of this. They're benefiting. Let's give it a try.
Hare Krishna.
Any questions from Mataji? Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. So the takeaway, what I want to take from this class is that I understood that this is a message of love. So any person's message or anything close to our heart, close to people who senses, it's very valuable and we relish it again and again. So I am thinking of reading it in that point that Krishna has sent me that message, personal message. So I just want to read it and relish it in that way. Thank you so much.
Actually, I would always compare Gita, even in Krishna, what is the best part of his body? His lotus feet, his thighs, his belly, his chest, his face. What do you think is his best part? So for me, his face, which is compared to, like, if you see Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. And there are 12 cantos of Bhagavatam. And the most kind of relishable canto is 10th canto. It is compared to the face of Krishna. And in that 10th canto, his dearmost devotees, the most intense devotees of Vraj are there, who are gopis. And even the flute, the bamboo, the descendant from the bamboo trees, what they are looking of in Krishna? His lips. That is the most relishable thing in Krishna, his lips. And this Bhagavad Gita has come out of his lips. So see, it is not a philosophical text. It is a juicy text. It is blissful. It is, if you read Bhagavad Gita, I tell you, you will need bliss. It is sometimes we don't understand. So we have to, try to see. Yeah. So you take help from devotee, Gopal Prabhu, and other senior devotees who are practicing. And that will help you out. So there is no doubt. See, Gita is one scripture which is spoken primarily by Krishna. So it is relishable, and you start reading, you start practicing, and you will be in this. There is no doubt. He says, Tushyan Picha Rana Picha, you will be always in this. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any last question from anyone? Okay. All clear. Thank you very much. So yes, once again, would like to thank Mr. Srigor Prabhu. How beautifully, philosophically, practically, he has really shared with us. And he said that yes, it's really up to us with that strong faith how we can really apply that principles in our life, so that we can really learn so many things from Bhagavad Gita. We can live these principles in our life and ultimately love Gita, love Krishna. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. We are very honored. We are very, very humbled. With both of your presence, you have really so busy schedule in Delhi and here in Bangalore. You are just here for just 2 days, but just to spend some time with us. We are very, very thankful to you. Prabhuji has really guided us in so many ways, in so many things, and they are very, very wonderful, humble, simple couple. So where they really tell us that yes, there's nothing theoretical about it. We can really apply it, just like we take the prasadam, we take the food, we get satisfied, we get nourished, and we get free from the hunger. Similarly, we take these principles of Bhagavad Gita into our own life, and we see that how we feel satisfied, how we feel the presence of the Lord, how we really develop love, as Prabhuji mentioned again and again, that love, with everybody. We love ourselves and we love everybody. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for sharing that loving principle with all of us. How we really love everybody. Thank you. So few announcements. So as we are getting close to the first level of Gita course, usually we do a annual retreat. So next Saturday, that's the 3rd of February, we are going to our Bangaru Tirupati and Avni Beta. It's a very, very, very vibrant, spiritual, vibrant place where the pastimes of Mother Sita, Lava, Kusa and Valmiki Ashram is there. So we are really looking forward to it. So somehow there are, I think, few seats left, though yesterday was the last day, but still few seats are left. You can really reach out to our Abhayanan Prabhu is here somewhere. Yes, Abhayanan Prabhu is there. So devotees can reach out to him for the last minute registration that we have open, and we'll be happy to accommodate you, provided we have some seats. And then next Sunday we will not have any program here because Saturday it will be a really full day program. We will be sharing the detailed schedule during this week, where we will be going early in the morning from here around 6 o'clock and we will be back by 9 o'clock. And it will be fun-filled, as Prabhuji is saying, it's a grand opportunity for us to associate with the devotees throughout the day. It's not just for a couple of hours on Sunday. We'll have a lot of fun for the kids because there will be trekking as well. There will be fun, beautiful landscape, and also spiritually as well. And it will be enlightening because we will get association of senior devotees, we will bhajan, kirtan, and a wonderful grand feast in a place called Bangalore Tirupati, which is you can consider as the representative of Lord Balaji and managed by TTD only. So we are really looking forward to it. So that's it. And then next weekend, next session we'll have, that's our next level, we call it Essence of Bhagavad Gita, Spirit of Bhagavad Gita. That will be starting from the 11th of February. So before that, I would like to hear from you how it has gone, what you have really learned, and so on. And then based on your interest and based on your enthusiasm, we'll share with you the next steps. Thank you very much. So today also we have some special day. Yes, today I think it was his birthday. So I would really like to pray the Lotus feet of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Mai, and to shower their choicest blessings upon our Bhartendra Prabhu. I think yesterday or day before yesterday, Prabhu celebrated his birthday and he has also sponsored the prasadam so that he wanted to take the blessings of all the devotees. I would request Sri Gaura Prabhu to hand over this prasadam garland to him. He has been a very sincere devotee. Both Prabhuji, Mataji is there somewhere. Yes, Mataji is there, yes. And they have two kids, Prabhuji's son is there. It's a wonderful family, other family. Thank you very much. So now we'll have a quick 2 minutes kirtan, Prabhuji, if you don't mind, if you can just leave the kirtan. Please have 2 minutes kirtan and after we'll go for prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
वीरा विद्याजा धर्मेन्द्रियताहिका जीवपदे विशेषसागरे तारमते जीवहति योगो माय सुदुर्मति काके जेटगड़िन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय चोरी बारे जीव जाय स्वप्रसादन दिगो भाई से अनामृत पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुरुराओ प्रेम को श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे